Hey, hi, hello, hi, welcome to and or back to the Jet Real podcast. I'm your host, Jill Treese, and wow, I just wrote down a list of things that I would like to talk about in this episode because we always do things on the cuff, off the cuff. So I have a lot I want to talk about today, and I think we're just gonna jump into it. So let's roll the intro music. Got a lot of energy, I apologize. Here we go. So I have quite a few things that I would like to say, and I'm not really sure which one is going to take up the most time, but I've got a lot on my heart right now that I just want to get out into the world. So I'm just going to ramble, but you guys are like, we done been knowing this, Jill. This is how you record every episode. I'm going to take my little melatonin gummies so I can sleep tonight. My sleep is poop. Speaking of which, a lot of you have been asking, and I want to handle this tactfully because I don't in any way want to promote, being on medication or anything like that. But I gotta move my mic closer to me. Hold on, it's too short, and I thought I could do it, and I can't. I have to put it on top of my makeup bag so it's closer to my face so that I can speak into the mic. Anyway. Don't want to promote medication, and if you've listened to my episodes where I talked about how I thought that I had ADHD, I don't want anybody to listen to that and be like, oh my god, I have it too. Like, that's not, no. Go to a doctor and get tested, blah, blah, blah. I went to a doctor and explained what was going on and pretty much listed everything that has been going on, and they were like, oh god, sis. And just, I feel like I don't know, because some of you have probably met me in person, but in certain circumstances I'm like, whoa, overwhelmed, this is a lot, and I look like I'm not reacting to anything at all, but it's because it's all going on inside my head. But when I'm comfortable, it is non-fucking stop, all over the place, bouncing all over the walls, just have a lot to say, have a lot to do, lots of sounds come out of my mouth all the time. It's verging on Tourette's, but it's, I don't know, it's a lot, and especially when I am like nervous, it gets worse. And my poor doctor, she was like, oh my god, okay. So anyway, I don't want to promote it because I'm still kind of iffy on the whole drug thing. But I did get a prescription to help with ADHD and focusing, and I feel like saying the name of it is such a bad word. But I guess it's a prescription, it's legal, it's okay, I did the right thing. But I got prescribed Adderall XR, and I'm not gonna lie, I do not love the way I feel on it. It's weird because it's like at all times, it's like my brain has about 8 tabs open at once, and I'm jumping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to all of them, and it's all going so fast all at once. And it's great because I feel like I'm doing a lot, but at the same time, I'm not finishing anything, and it's very frustrating, and I can't stay on task. But with the Adderall, I can, and I am able to just like relax, and that is how. Well, that's one way that you can sort of double check if you have ADHD, is if Adderall calms you down. And it certainly does. It just kind of makes me like, wow. Because I don't know, for my understanding on a lot of the research that I've done for ADHD is like a person that has ADHD has sort of what we would call like a tired normal, quote unquote normal neurotypical brain. And so essentially when you give it a stimulant, it becomes a quote unquote normal brain, but like obviously there are lots of side effects to stimulants and stuff, and like I just don't feel like myself on it. And they told me that I need to take it every single day, and I said no. And I've talked to a lot of people that are on it, and it's okay to just do it kind of like need by need basis. I don't know. I'm not recommending that anybody do anything that I'm doing. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to fumble my way through this. So please don't get me in trouble or sue me. But it has really helped a lot. I'm normally not a person that really is big on pills and meds and stuff like that. I mean, I am 21 going on 22 and not even really a drinker. Like, I don't really like putting a bunch of random shit into my body. And so, I don't know. It's just, I have mixed feelings about it, but I was like seriously suffering these past couple of semesters as my classes got more difficult and I actually needed to focus. It was like, oh wait, I can't. Which isn't funny. It actually sucks a lot, but that's how we cope, But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say on that front. I mean, again, just like if you've ever listened to me talk about why I think I have ADHD or like what I'm experiencing, again, don't be like, oh yeah, me too. Because I mean, it all comes in different, most everything in mental health is on a sliding scale. Like you can have trouble focusing without having ADHD. Like there's a difference. It's just when it's bad enough that you can put a name on it. But yeah, so there's that. I'm pretty okay. I feel like good about the diagnosis. I feel validated and it's helpful. I'm just not super thrilled, about needing kind of like, I feel like I kind of like need a medicine to like do stuff. And I don't know how I feel about that. At the same time, it's like, I feel like if I tried, I don't even know though, because I want to say I feel like if I tried really hard, then I could do it without the meds. But like, it just is so stressful. Like, my first semester in grad school this past month was, unmedicated, whatever. And oh my God, I left everything up to the last minute. And a few days before everything was due is when I got diagnosed and got a prescription. And I knocked everything out that day. Like, so frustrating that it's just right there. Like, I can do it. I know I can, but I just need that extra little, like, you got it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to glorify drugs, I promise. It's been really, really helpful. I like my brain. I like who I am. I like the way I think, and all the bouncy all over the placeness that is a part of me. And I've talked to a lot of my friends about that, and they were like, a lot of my friends, I have like 2 friends, and they were just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Kind of would hate to see it like change you all the way, and I mean, I'm there. I don't know, it just feels weird. Like every time I've taken it when I start like talking to somebody, I'm like, oh my God, I can still do that. Like, been so like focused on whatever I've been doing. Like, I think I either answered DMs or emails or edited. I did something for like 5 hours straight on my computer, and I was like, maybe we should take a break. But it's so nice to be able to focus that I like take full advantage of it, because I don't like to take it that often. But I don't know. I hope that makes some sense. Yell at me if you need to. But I don't know what I'm doing. Can only go off what the doctor told me and what my body, it feels like it's telling me, But yeah. So today is the 6th of July. Tomorrow will be the 7th. So this past weekend I was in Texarkana visiting my homie and her boyfriend's family, and they had like a big barbecue and everything, and we got litty, and it was very fun. I actually it's so funny because I just said I don't drink, and I really don't. I think the last time I actually like drank was on Halloween. Like, it's been a minute, and before that like wasn't very much. And I don't know, I just don't really like how it makes me feel. Like, I just feel kind of, usually the problem is my family, we all have like a migraine syndrome. So it almost always instantly gives me a headache. And then I'm just a pain in the ass for the rest of the night because my head hurts and I just bitch about wanting to go to sleep. But for some reason, I guess Jell-O shots just agreed with me. And we did some of those, and then I took a few other shots, and I was totally fine at the end of the night. Like, I was good. Everybody else was throwing up. Literally every single other person held a few hairs. And but I was all good, and I was very proud of my body, because normally that's me. I can't handle anything, and I just don't like to drink, because but that was a good experience. So proud of myself. Had a good 4th. We watched some fireworks and hung out. Did lots of fun activities. It was great. My only downside, and as I'm segueing into my other topic, is, oh, whoa, kitty cats. What, Archie? Good meows. Good meows. My only complaint is that I'm so lonely. I got nobody. I'm on my own. I can't hit that high note. It's okay. We'll just leave it there. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, like, there's this part of me that, I think I've talked about it before a little bit on more of my relationship episodes, but I don't know, like, the past couple of months, I've been so good. Like, I got out of, like, a weird little relationship thing, and, that was following a very long, very toxic back and forth one, and I have an episode all about those relationships, from a little while ago. But I mean, I don't know, I just was starting to feel really, really good. I'm on my own, I'm doing my thing, I'm very busy, like almost catastrophically busy. Like, I have so much to do all the time, and it's kind of drowning, but it's also like really fun that I have so much to do, because, you know, my best friend just moved to Texarkana, that's the one, and she pissadeered, and now I am like kind of here by myself. And it sucks because I, like, don't have anything, or, like, anybody to go do stuff with. But at the same time, like, I have so much to do with all the horses in school that I'm, like, packed all the time. But it does suck at things like that when I'm like, oh, everybody's being cute with their significant other, and I'm on the couch alone. Like, you know, I don't know. And it's probably weird, because I know, like, when people that I listen to on podcasts, when they, like, say things like that, I'm like, that's so weird, because, like, I would totally do that for you, dog. Like, I'll be your buddy. And then, you know, but, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it just, it's sad. I want a buddy. I want a nice little man buddy that I can say, hey, dude, sit by me at all times. You don't have a choice. But yeah, I don't know. I spent most of the weekend on Tinder and Bumble, because we are that desperate. But you guys, you gotta know. You gotta understand. Before you get all judgy, like, oh, Joel uses dating apps. Yeah, she do. She do use them. And you know why? Because I live in Arkansas, on a horse farm, by myself. I live by myself on a horse farm in Arkansas. I don't go to bars. Also, COVID. Hello. So, like, I have zero opportunity to meet people, unless I just, like, hit on my waiters, or the people that hand me my food out the drive-thru window. Like, I ain't got any places to meet people. I don't go to weddings because I don't have friends, so I can't even meet people at weddings like you're supposed to. So, we got Tinder, and we got Bumble, in hopes of maybe cross-referencing and finding one in there. You know, I feel like if I throw the pasta at the wall enough, one piece will stick. Archie, dear God, I'm recording. He says, but I need pets so badly. Pathetic. I'm gonna stop petting him so he'll go away. I love you, but I can't. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I just am kind of like, boo. Because, I mean, I'm all about the strong, independent woman don't need no man, but at the same time, like, yeah, I don't, but, like, I kind of want one just to, like, do shit with. Like, have somebody to talk to all the time, because that was so annoying too. Like, I don't even have anything to do on my phone. God. Because, I mean, in Texarkana, Arkansas, do not, my drawing is up here. He's trying to jump up on my desk. But in Texarkana, oh my God, there are like 3 whole men there. God, it's just not good. So I kept running out of people. Didn't even have anything to do, nobody to talk to, so boring. Anyway, so that is my complaint of the day, is I'm tired of being alone. I don't even, like, I just need a buddy. Like, I don't even care if it's romantic. I just need a friend to do stuff with. But it's also, like, because and, like, here, I'm a headed off. Like, I always get people. And, like, I just want you to take a moment and think about this, because I don't want to be rude or like hurt anybody's feelings at all. And if you've done this, just know that I appreciate the sentiment more than you know, but it's puts me in like the weirdest position ever when people message me and they're like, hey, I heard you talking about you being lonely and I would love to be your friend. I feel like we're the same person. And I'm like, I don't know how, like, do I say, yes, now we begin friendship? Like, I don't, how do you, what? All of my friendships have always started just organically. Like, I don't know how to be like, you're my friend, you know? Because, I mean, I don't know anything about you. Like, so, I don't know. No, don't do that. Because, like, what if I just, like, well, I mean, if you're listening to my podcast, you probably like me a little bit more than the average person. I could be just fucking stepping on a line here. But I feel like, you know, but, like, if a random person were just to be like, hey, I feel like we're really similar, we should be friends. Some people would be like, yeah, all right, and text them, never text them again. Some people would be like, no. And I feel like I'm one of those people because I'm rather introverted. I don't know where this conversation is going at all. But at the same time, I don't know. I just, it's weird. And I also, like, I'm very picky about people. Like, I get very annoyed with people very quickly. And that is why I'm single and friendless. But, I don't know. It's just really hard for me to find people that I like really click with for some reason. So hence the loneliness is a little bit deafening, suffocating, all-encompassing. But, I mean, I'll be fine. I know that people will come along. People come in and out of your life as you go all the time. 21, you don't need somebody right now. Oh, my God, enjoy being single. Blah. It's the best time of your life. Blah. Like, yeah, but I kind of want to, like, deal with somebody, you know? I don't know. I'm speaking to one male human from Tinder, ATM, and he's very nice and very funny. Potentially has COVID, though, so won't be meeting him anytime soon. And you know what? This global pandemic is just a real big in the way, sir. That's how we're going to say the PC version. I don't know. I still really haven't decided how I feel about swearing on here, because I swear a lot in person. But I feel like I should try and keep it on a leash a little bit. I don't know, you guys, let me know if you have a problem with it. Shoot me an email, and I'll try and hold it back a little bit. Unless your mom, hello, love you. Let me be me. Let's see, what else? Oh, another thing that happened this weekend that was super frustrating. Oh, kitty. You do a good flop. So cute. No, Archie. Oh, my God. Ugh. Okay. No. So, jeez, so sorry. I just drove back from Texarkana today. Like, I went shopping for several hours, and then I came back, and it took, like, an hour and a half drive, and so I'm, like, super drained. And then I had to play with all the kitties and ponies, of course, because I've missed everybody. It's so much. But anyway, one of the other annoying things that happened while I was gone was that, because you guys know from previous episodes that I'm having to take another undergrad class. And don't tell any of the Tinder boys, because I told them I already graduated. And we're just going to keep this between you and me. That I still have to take one more class because I accidentally took the same class twice. And I'm not that stupid, I promise. I just transferred schools. I didn't realize the credit transferred for a class that I took later, and then the whole thing. So, yeah, now I have to take another class. And I'm already enrolled in one graduate level class, but they, like, did this weird thing where it was open summer 1, but I'm taking it technically in summer 2, so I've had access to it all summer 1, but I didn't have to have it done until the end of summer 2. And then I was going to take another class summer 2, but now they won't put me in the other class for summer 2 because I haven't graduated. And I'm like, but I'm already taking the other one, so is that one not going to count? And I'm just like, I want to bang my head through a wall. I want to put my head through a wall. I'm so frustrated, and now I'm going to be behind in the grad program, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so irritated. It's so annoying. Like, I cannot tell you guys how annoying my college experience has been. It seems like every time I think something is okay, they're like, oh, just kidding. here, deal with this now. And it's always been like that. Like, I lost my scholarship one semester for not living on campus, and like, it just, and they didn't notify me, and now I have to take another class because nobody told me that I took the same class twice, and even though they had the entire semester to let me know, but nobody did that. They just let me go ahead and spend the money and take it. It's fine. You do your school, but that's kind of shitty. And my advisors were like, well, ultimately it's the student's responsibility to check your transcript and make sure you're not taking anything twice. And I was like, actually, that is your one and only job, my dude, is to make sure that I'm not fucking anything up because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, ugh, fine. Yep, put it on me so you don't get sued. Cool. Appreciate it. A fun thing that I did is I got another piercing, and that makes 11. Bet you didn't know that about me. I think I have 11 piercings. I have 3 lobe on each, so that's 6. Then 1, I've got my orbital done, so that's 7. Then the outside, like the cartilage of my orbital, so that's 8. And then I have 3 cartilage on the other ear now. It's 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and then my nose ring. That's 12. I have 12 piercings. Yee, motherfucker. I'm so sweary tonight. It's because I'm tired. I'm very sorry. But yeah, I had 2 cartilage on one side, and I just got the other one pierced because why not? Parents won't let me get any more tattoos, so I'm just gonna keep adding piercings until my entire ear is pierced. But yeah, I really want another tattoo. Like, all I really want at the moment is just like I want 2 rings on my ankle, like that, just like a 2 lines that go all the way around, you know, like a permanent bracelet. But just 2, one thick and one thin on my ankle. That's all I want. But no. Get disowned. So I have to wait until we are financially stable. You can do anything you want when you're financially stable. That's a TikTok reference. If you don't know that, where have you been? Do you live under a rock? Wally, answer the question. Wally says, I live under your roof, and it is very hot in here. Because the insulation sucks. It's so hot all the time. Okay, so this is why I don't like to have a list, because then I'm like, it doesn't just flow out of my stupid head, and then I'm like, what else do I want to talk about? But I really just want to talk about, oh my god, ADHD, relationships, and baby horses, but we're getting to the baby horses. But yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say of substance on relationships. I mean, I feel a little bit obligated to advise that, like, you don't pursue anything that doesn't feel right. And like, that's where I'm having a hard time, and I kind of called my therapist, and we're gonna talk this shit out and figure it out. But I don't know. It's so hard for me to tell the difference between I'm saying no mas versus like it actually being not a good idea. You know, like I can't tell if it's me being afraid and ruining it so that well, ruining it is a strong word, but like purposefully ending it or not replying or self-sabotaging so that they stop. All of those things I do. Yes, very not conducive to having a relationship, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know, because sometimes it just doesn't feel right. But I don't know if my feel right radar is just like permanently broken because of like the last relationship. I'm sure it's not permanently broken, but like it just got a little bit twisted up. And I have been watching a lot of, and I highly recommend it to you too if you find that you're having a pattern or an issue with relationships, watching Kirk Honda's 90 Day Fiancé series on YouTube. It's Psychology in Seattle. It's a podcast that I always talk about. Love that podcast. So good. But he's doing a series on 90 Day Fiancé, and I watched all of them, particularly Darcy, her series. So enlightening. And he was just talking about like when people feel like they're like, oh my god, I keep picking the wrong people over and over again. And it's not so much that as it is we have a repetition compulsion, and if you're aware of it, then you stop trying to repeat past relationships to fix them, because that's what happens if you find yourself having a similar situation over and over and over again. It's because sometimes we're too good at trying to reproduce a past situation But we do it because we're trying to absolve that situation and fix it. Absolvative issues, I meant to say. So, but then sometimes we're too good at reproducing it, and then it ends up going south anyway. And so I don't know if that's what I'm doing, or if I'm just like so scared of being in another relationship, and that amount of vulnerability is really frightening to me. And the guy that has lasted the longest, talking to him, I'm just like, I don't know. I can feel the desire to like throw a bomb in and blow it up. Like, I don't, because I'm like, oh no, I don't want it. But I know that that's not how I actually feel, because then I get lonely and I'm like, I want to be in a relationship. I'm good with where I'm at right now, and I want one. It's not out of need. It's not out of like desperation or anything like that, like it has been in the past. Like after I got out of my really long relationship, I was like, I need to grab the closest body and make it look like I'm happy, you know? And I've let go of, a lot of that, and now it's more just like I just kind of like miss having somebody to talk to and do stuff with, and I think that's okay. And I think it's okay to want love. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic through and through. I'm a Libra. We're supposed to be very romantic people, and don't come at me with astrology's not real. It's fun, okay? Leave me alone. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it's something that I'm interested in, but at the same time, it's a little bit difficult because I'm like, Jill, I know you're going to screw it up. And if they send me one wrong your or to or there or spell ridden wrong, oh my God, why is that so hard? People can't spell ridden. It's RIDIN or road. And I'm like, it's just double DEN. That's all you got. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. And people cannot do it for some reason. I automatically judge them as dumb. And I know that's so judgy. And I shouldn't do that. But at the same time, I'm like, oh God, if you're already doing that, like, because I'm annoying. I know I'll correct a bitch, and I'm like, I just need them to start off good, and that is impossible to find. Because I don't know, like, apparently it is too much to ask for mans to be able to spell just a little bit. Because especially during Rona season, if I'm gonna be texting you a lot, I need to not have my eyes bleed at how bad your sentences are. And there was another one. My bio said, lives in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is not necessarily true. I live near Hot Springs, but that's a big town, so I just put that one. And then I told this man's that I was headed back from Texarkana to Hot Springs. And he says, it's awful hot outside for you to be going to a hot spring, ? Also, where do you live, ? And the dumbery is so dumb, it made me dumb. I don't even know the idiocy. Like, it says in my bio that I live in Hot Springs. I said I'm going back to Hot Springs. I'm not going to a hot spring. Like, and then to follow it up with, where are you from? Like, bro, no. He got left on red. See what I'm talking about? Like, he could be a wonderful person, very smart, have good job. It don't matter. I wrote him off as dumb because I'm shallow. And that just sucks. That is my toxic trait. I'm probably being way too honest, Miss Podcast, but you know what? You guys deserve it, because I told you that would be real on here. And somebody commented on my Instagram the other day and told me that they wanted me to be more real. Here it is. I am flawed. Are we surprised? Because I'm not surprised. I've been knowing this. We've been knowing that I'm flawed. Speaking of Instagram, I'm really about to just like delete the whole thing. I'm so over it. I'm losing followers like more rapidly than ever before, and like I think the other day I asked like 2 questions in a post, like 2 people answered, and I was like, never again. Cool. Just no. I just look stupid. It's like when you walk into a room and you wave at people and you're like, hey, and then they don't wave back and everybody in the room knows that you did that, and then you're like, shit. Like, that's how that feels. And I hate it. I don't like it. Public rejection. Not a fun thing to deal with. I gotta take a drink of water. It's all over my face now. And on my shirt. Okay. So, I think that's pretty much covers what old Gil needs to say about relationships, because I'm so tired. But I do want to talk about the baby ponies for a little bit, because I haven't really talked about them much. It's been a minute. Sterling, the Appaloosa one, is the bane of my existence. Poor thing is just so ugly. His mom hates people. Rightfully so. She came from a kill pen, and she's a quarter horse that has lots of, like, hematoma scar tissue stuff on her hind end. So I'm sure she did not come from a good background. So she does not like people. So while it is justified, it is annoying. Because that makes her baby not fantastic. Archie, no. I'm busy. Thank you. Anyway, so I need to work with her and make her like people, and I need her child to like people because he has to come inside during the daytime because his skin is pink because he's an Appaloosa, and he has pink skin instead of black skin, so he sunburns really easily, so he has to be inside all day. And the guy that feeds hates him because they literally have to corral him because he won't follow his mom, and they can't lead him, so now that's my job. And so I've got to work with him, even though he's just my least favorite. He's so weird. He just doesn't act like the other babies are just so chill and they learn so fast, but Sterling still like doesn't understand pets. Like he acts, I don't know how to describe it. Like the whole time you're scratching him, instead of like sticking his lip out and like getting really like relaxed, he just like moves and twitches a lot. Like I don't understand. I don't know if he needs to do it more or if he likes it. That's the thing that bothers me. I can't tell if he likes it or if he's scared. Like, so, I mean, I guess he would move if he were more afraid, but I don't know. Anyway, so I've got to work with him, and then, Dexter and Astro have just kind of been chilling. Dexter wasn't losing his coat, and Astro is essentially like all the way gray, and Dexter is just like, he was still like brown and had that poopy full coat. So we power packed him with wormer to see if that was the problem, because he was also eating his mom or his damn Dixie's tail. So we were like, maybe he's got some parasites, some worms. So we power packed him, and he's losing it. Azula's almost let go of all of hers, so she's getting healthier. The other day I worked with her and taught her to pick up all 4 feet in a 15-minute session. Like, come on. I love her so much. She is my favorite through and through. I cannot wait until that filly is mine all the way. I love her so much. Like, I pulled up to the farm, and she was right next to the entrance, so I just got out of my car and set up my phone and started filming, and I didn't even, I was just scratching her, and I was like, what do we need to work on? And then I just started picking up her feet, and I didn't squeeze her leg or anything like that, just walked up to her and ran my hand down her leg. And I've known, because when we first got her, she was like, don't touch my feet, kind of like, when you grab a cat's paw and they're like, stop it, and they snatch it from you. She was kind of like that. So admittedly, it might have been mildly aversive, but she knows me well enough that I scratched her everywhere, and she wasn't wary, and obviously she's at liberty, so she's free to leave. And I just ran my hand down her leg, and she lifted her leg and like to step away, and I clicked and gave her a bunch of scratchies, and then I just repeated and repeated and repeated until I could just hold her foot. And then I went to the other side, and then I did her hinds. And her hinds are a little bit harder because I think, obviously, she has to organize more to pick up her hind end. So that one's still a little rocky, but she'll pick all of them up. But the fronts I can pick up and hold, which is pretty great. I got to work on that with the boys too. But it's just so fun working with the babies because I don't have to deal with food and messing with it. And I'm not hating on working with food, but it is a lot easier to just be able to walk out and know that scratches are gonna be enough, because boy, babies are just born itchy. And I have all that footage, and I'm gonna post it probably, I think tomorrow, maybe, I don't know, it depends, but I'd like to get it up soon because I thought it was a really good video of working humanely at liberty, just using scratches, teaching a baby horse to pick up her feet. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm really enjoying working with them. And Azula also, I taught her how to halter, or to have a halter put on with no force or anything like that, just letting her figure it out, and she was super good at that, and got lots of scratchies for that. And then I didn't do it for like 2 weeks, and then came out and tried to put a halter on her, and she was totally fine. And the next step is teaching her to lead, and so just everybody needs to pick up their feet and lead, and that way I can give them all baths, because wow, do they need it desperately. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with all the bebés. It's just so fun working with them, because it's just all you need is scratches, and they're so game, and they want to play. And so, every now and again I listen to separate sentence, I listen to Shauna Karish's podcast. I forget what it's called. It's like oh god, I don't know, some clicker training podcast, I forgot what it's called, but I listened to an episode about working with foals, and she was talking about how sometimes she'll step out and just like run and play with them. And that's really, really fun for Astro, because, oh my god, he is just the steadiest little baby ever. He just wants to bite and play and bite and play and bite and play and bite and play. It's so annoying, but cute. But annoying as a human who's trying not to die. But yeah, I don't know. I really am enjoying working with the ponies. I know I've got a lot that I need to do with Zoe. I just ordered some ground driving lines. I'm going to see if I can, work on that with her. But I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. In all honesty, I'm about to fall asleep recording this episode. I think I've probably divulged enough between drinking Adderall and Tinder. I think you might know enough. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I, desperately want to say. Again, as far as, medicine and mental health goes, I actually do want to say this. If you're struggling with anything at all, if you have ever felt down or all over the place, or, just like something's a little off, or maybe nothing is really wrong, but you just aren't happy with something, or you'd like for something to change, either external or internal, about yourself or about the environment, anything like that, just take it from me. It's not weird to seek therapy. I'm in therapy, and I have been, God, I don't know, for probably like two-ish years now, maybe almost 2 years. It can be difficult to find a therapist that you really click with, but once you do, it can be really, really beneficial, especially for stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people think, sorry, I have to burp. And I know a lot of people do, because I get a lot of messages about it, that therapy is for if you're like really messed up, or if you're crazy, or if something is really bad. But I really encourage you not to wait until something is really bad to seek out therapy, because I think the best time to seek out some help is when things are maybe like feeling a little bit off, or just not what you want, but when you've got like a grip on it still, because if you've like hit the lowest of your low depression, it can be a little bit hard to like hear out and like want to seek out something to help you. You kind of just want to lay in bed all day. But I think that maybe the sooner the better. And, if nothing is wrong, but you just kind of want to talk to somebody, or maybe you want to work on something else, like that's a lot of what I'm doing right now. Is like, I don't really feel like anything is wrong, or I feel like I'm like, desperately in need of therapy. But I just think it would be easier to sort it out with somebody who is a professional and who knows more than I do and has had more experience and can help me use my venting time wisely, because friends and family are phenomenal to talk to about stuff sometimes. Sometimes they're not, but sometimes they're great. But I'll be talking to my best friend about stuff, and she'll be like, I don't know, that's a really tough one. You'll have to ask your therapist about that, because I don't know how to handle that. I don't know what to say. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, it's fine. That's why I have my therapist, is so that I can do that. And because, I mean, it's great and all to, like, be able to vent and talk about what's going on. But, you know, sometimes the advice friends give is not... Usually it's not good advice. It's more just trying to support you and not really, like, help the situation. And that's why I like therapy. And there's absolutely no shame in it. Our society likes to say that it's for crazy people, especially in the media. It's just portrayed as this, like, wildly out there thing where somebody sits across from you and is like, and how does that make you feel? And while CBT therapists can be a little bit like that, that's what I go to, is a CBT therapist. But it's actually helpful when they do it and the way that they execute it. And if it's not and you don't vibe with your therapist, you are totally free to walk away and go find somebody else who might work for you better. I think if it's helpful at all, I found my therapist on psychologytoday.com. It's not an ad. But I would recommend looking for, like, psychodynamic, humanistic, attachment therapist, CBT. CBT is okay. It's a little bit... I don't know, it's a little bit too, like, problem present focused for me. I kind of, like, want to learn about the past and, like, attachment and stuff like that, but that's not for everybody. A lot of people like solution focused and stuff like that, but I would rather, like, address all of it and not just, like, one problem, if that makes sense. But yeah, the humanistic therapies are where I think the money I was going to say the money shot, but I believe that is not what I want to say. And if you know why it's not, you're an adult. But anyway, yeah, I think that is probably good for today. I want you guys to take care of yourselves and be healthy and be happy. And if you are not, or if you just feel like you could do more, perhaps. There's absolutely no shame in seeking out therapy and wanting to talk to somebody in a productive way that knows how to be there for you. There's no shame in it. There's no need to be embarrassed. I've definitely been going for a long time. I started going because I was in a really toxic relationship and I wanted to fix myself so that I could stay in it. And it turns out that wasn't possible because we just didn't work, which is fine. And it took going to therapy for me to, like, really realize that. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that that makes some sense to you guys, and you guys get that, feel that, hear that. Maybe you needed to hear it, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. I am exhausted and would really like to take a shower and just go to bed. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So thank you all for listening. You can check me out on Jet Real Podcasts on Facebook and Instagram, JETEquiTheory everywhere else, and my website, JETEquiTheory.com. I worked so long on my website the other day. That's the thing that I worked like 4 or 5 hours on. I worked so long on it. I added new pages and reorganized it, and, like, it's so perfect. So go look at my website for me. It's JETEquiTheory.com. Lots of resources, lots of useful information on there. So check that out. And without further ado, I don't know why I said that, because that doesn't really make sense. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to end the episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll catch you guys next Tuesday with hopefully a better, less tired episode. Okay, bye.